Welcome to the 10th ever Geny Mets podcast. Anilo Piro, Josh Heimbinder. Let's get it going. Just moments ago, the Mets lost to the Orioles 5-4. Mets had a ton of leads in the game. They took the lead in the first off of Daniel Murphy homer. Took the lead again in the sixth. Just not a great game for the Mets all around. The bullpen pretty much blew it. Carlos Torres giving up the homer to Urrutia. What'd you see?
It's been a disastrous loss for this team. They can't beat the winning teams. I know they beat the Orioles last night, but, now they're constantly losing against these winning teams. It's not good for them. The bullpen's been atrocious of late. And, they had the opportunity to win the games. Syndergaard goes out there again, struggles in the first, comes back, pitches a great ball game. And, they just blow another great pitching performance by one of our pitchers. And I don't know what they're going to do because I guarantee they've lost about 15 games just because of them losing leads. The pitchers come out there every night. They pitch solid. They know what they're doing. They're giving up 0, 1, 2 runs a game. I don't know what's next.
Clippard and Familia, they're doing fine. But last night, what, Familia walked 2 guys? That's not, you got to pitch strikes here. You can't pitch all balls. No, Syndergaard always struggles in those road games, and I thought this was going to be another one of those road games where, we get the lead, and Syndergaard pretty much gives it away, but he settled in after basically getting us out of a huge jam, bases loaded jam in the first. Verrett pitched one scoreless inning. Robles gave up that homer to Jones, and Clippard came in, pitched perfect baseball, and Carlos Torres gave up that walk-off homer to Urrutia. Let's move on here. SNY, Mets have the day off tomorrow, but SNY will be broadcasting the Cyclones' Lowell Spinners game at 7 p.m. on SNY. Catch that. Play-by-play of the game will be coming from Geny Mets. Let's move on to the Rockies series. Mets-Rockies will play at Coors Field. This is their first and only visit to Coors Field this season. What are we looking for?
3 words: get the sweep. That's all I gotta say. You gotta go in there. Colorado's not a good team. They're a good team. If they're really as good as they think they are, they go in there, sweep it easily. You're gonna. They got to win those 3 games. They got to build that lead against Washington, because as I've been saying and as I've been preaching, Washington is not going to stay this bad for forever. Got to get out there, got to win these games. You got to take at least 2 out of 3. They should get the sweep. They start them at home. Why can't they do it on the road? They got to dominate. Simple as that.
Here's the thing: is I don't want to hear Coors Field as is an excuse this weekend. They still have to take 2 out of 3 or sweep the series. Coors Field, just because of the dimensions, that's no excuse. Now we really have to shift our attention to the Nationals game right now, and update on that scores. Colorado has a 1-0 lead right now as we speak, but once this is uploaded, I'm sure it'll be different. But the dimensions and how the ball travels, that's no excuse. Got to get the wins. Let's move on. Matt Harvey will skip the start Sunday. Verrett will reportedly take his place in the rotation only on Sunday. What are your thoughts about that?
I'm somewhat in favor of it. You want Harvey to pitch as deep in the season as he can, considering if they make it to the playoffs. I think they're just skipping this start just to give him some relief and, maybe rest his elbow a little bit, limit his innings so he can pitch later on in the year. And, it's not like it's going to be an every-time thing. It's going to be today, maybe another time. And Logan Reds is a spot start, so don't get used to this, man. I think you're always just giving him some rest, let him bounce back. He's been sharp as of late. I don't think it hurts to give the guy a start off, especially a guy coming off Tommy John. And then, that game that he takes off, that's 7-8 innings you add on to his 200 pitch limit. And, you're just going to save his arm for the playoffs because that's the way they're heading right now.
And what's on the injury front? What do we got on Steve Matz? What do we got on David Wright?
Well, David Wright's supposed to bounce back. He's supposed to be back with the team. He's aiming for the Philadelphia series. He's playing tonight again for the 2nd day in a row. He's starting at 3rd for the 2nd game in a row. Improvement there. Steven Matz, what I've been hearing is September 1st around there. They want to get him back for that. They want to get him back as soon as they can so they could utilize that 6-man rotation to limit everybody's innings. And, hopefully you see that guy bounce. You want him back. Matz personally is one of my favorite pitchers of the young stuff that they have. He's a lefty. He can hit, as we've seen. And I think once you get him back, that's just going to be a huge boost for that team. You think about how good they are right now. When they get Matz back, that rotation is going to be completely lethal. And then, as you guys probably heard, Rafael Montero basically shut down for the season with a setback in his shoulder. And the big thing that was interesting with that is doctors weren't sure why it was taking him so long to get back to the Mets. And I don't know specifically what it was. He's just still experiencing that stiffness in his throwing shoulder, and that's really set him back. And so he's going to be shut down for the year. So just another blow to that Mets bullpen. And, Bobby Parnell, I know it's not injury related, but ups and downs, bringing up Logan Verrett. And, there's a couple things that the Mets have to look forward to in right, and that's coming back, and also a couple downers with the bullpen struggling, Parnell being sent down, and then, Rafael Montero being shut down for the season. So hopefully the additions of Wright and Matz coming back to the team will definitely help them.
I mean, here's my problem. Rafael Montero basically has barely contributed after that April start against the Marlins, where he pitched pretty well. We got the loss in that game. Montero, I wouldn't say he's rehabbed it the way the organization wanted or the fans wanted. He's been pretty quiet about it. And not only that is, I'm not sure, he was really trying that hard to come back. He took a really long time. As you said, doctors were not sure at all, which is kind of mind-boggling to me, is that type of injury, he should have been back by, mid-July? Early July?
Yeah.
So, I
definitely agree. They got to bounce back, though. It's not like he's a Matt Harvey. You got to bounce back. You got to win these games.
And that'll do it for the 10th ever podcast. While the Mets give us Ajita, let's go Mets. Signing off.